If you're over 60, stop everything and pay attention. There's a healthy nut that could be aging you from the inside out. You make your tea, grab a handful of nuts thinking you're making a healthy choice. As they say, good for your heart, brain, and bones. But one of them, often found in natural recipes and even recommended by professionals, could be silently harming your liver, memory, and immune system. Studies show that in older adults it can increase inflammation, disrupt hormones, and raise the risk of arterial blockage by up to 48%. The worst part? No pain, no warning. In this video, you'll discover the 4 nuts that actually help your body age gracefully, and the 4 you should avoid immediately after 60. The most dangerous one? It's the one most people still believe is naturally healthy. Stay until the end, because that last nut might be in your pantry right now. If you're like many women over 60 who work hard to stay healthy despite all the confusing information out there, then this video is for you. Here, we speak clearly, respectfully, and based on science. So before we continue, like this video. It helps more people like you find information that truly matters. And subscribe to the channel to keep getting practical, safe tips designed especially for those over 60. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And which of these nuts do you eat every day? Your answer might help other women rethink their own habits. If you're like many women over 60 who care deeply about their diet but feel lost in the sea of conflicting advice, then this video is for you. Here, we speak clearly, without exaggeration, and grounded in science, considering your changing body, your routine that demands more care, and your right to age with independence and health. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, which of these nuts do you eat regularly? Now take a deep breath and stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll find out why one nut that feels tough on the outside might be your greatest ally against brittle bones and constant fatigue. And at the end, I'll reveal the one you need to remove from your home today, before it continues silently harming you. 1. Almonds, the silent caretaker of your bones and gut. Imagine a small, quiet food that acts like a private nurse for your body. That's exactly what almonds are. Rich in calcium, magnesium, and vitamin E, they help strengthen bones that naturally become more fragile over time. For women over 60 facing a higher risk of osteoporosis, that makes a big difference. They're also full of fiber, which supports better digestion, a common issue at this stage of life, and they help manage cholesterol levels. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that regular almond consumption can reduce LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, by up to 10%. But be careful. Because they're hard, they can pose a choking risk for those with dental implants or chewing difficulties. The best way to eat them is chopped or slightly crushed. 2. Walnuts, the brain that feeds the brain. Ever noticed how a walnut looks like a human brain? That's no coincidence. Walnuts are one of the richest natural sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 that protects memory and reduces brain inflammation. Studies show that walnut consumption is linked to improved cognitive function in older adults. They also contain melatonin, which helps regulate sleep, a valuable benefit for those struggling with insomnia or light sleep. Here's a simple exercise. Try cracking a walnut shell with your hands. It not only improves motor coordination, but also activates small brain regions linked to manual dexterity. 3. Pistachios, the guardians of blood pressure and vision. Now imagine a food that helps regulate your blood pressure, protects your eyes, and even teaches you to eat more mindfully. That's the pistachio. Rich in potassium and antioxidants, pistachios help keep blood pressure in check, one of the biggest challenges for those over 60. And because they contain lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds that directly support eye health, pistachios help slow the progression of macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in older adults. There's also a curious detail. Since pistachios come in shells, they naturally slow down your eating pace. This helps prevent overeating and promotes a more conscious relationship with food. In other words, pistachios train your body to eat more attentively. And for those with arthritis or limited mobility, shelling pistachios serves as a small motor skills exercise. Eating and exercising at the same time, yes, it's possible. 4. Brazil nuts, the invisible shield for your thyroid. Few people know this, but this Brazilian nut has a direct effect on an organ that controls nearly everything in the body, the thyroid. Just one Brazil nut a day provides the ideal dose of selenium, a rare but essential mineral for keeping thyroid function balanced. Women over 60 often experience fatigue, lack of focus, and even hair loss, without realizing that the issue may be a silent hormonal imbalance. Selenium also protects telomeres, the structures in our DNA that shorten with age. In other words, it helps slow cellular aging. But be careful. Too much can be toxic. One Brazil nut per day is enough. You don't need more than that to make a difference. Now that you've learned about the nuts that can strengthen your bones, boost your memory, and protect your vision, it's time to talk about something even more important. Because, unfortunately, not all nuts are your friends. In fact, some of them, which seem healthy, light, and even recommended, may be slowly sabotaging your health without you even noticing. Especially after 60, when the body becomes more sensitive to certain compounds, what once helped you might now be doing harm. So, stay alert. Coming up, you'll learn which 4 nuts can increase inflammation, disrupt your sleep, and even interfere with medications you may already be taking. And at the end of the video, I'll reveal the most dangerous one of all, the one that fools even health experts. And maybe it's sitting in your kitchen right now. 1. Peanuts, the inflammatory imposter. Peanuts are everywhere, at parties and snacks and even in healthy protein bars. But here's a little-known fact. They're not actually nuts. Botanically, they're legumes, like beans, and they carry hidden risks for those over 60. The biggest one, aflatoxins. These are toxins produced by fungi that easily grow on improperly stored peanuts, and they have carcinogenic potential, especially for the liver. Peanuts are also highly inflammatory. Studies show that in older adults, frequent peanut consumption can worsen joint pain and interfere with medications for blood pressure and cholesterol. Do you eat peanuts regularly? Did you know about these risks? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Cashews. The healthy nut that throws you off balance. Here's another one that misleads people. Pretty, crunchy, and mild in flavor. But cashews have a high glycemic index, meaning they can quickly spike blood sugar levels. That's a serious concern for anyone with prediabetes or insulin resistance, common after 60. They also offer less nutritional value compared to other nuts, and their flat, smooth shape increases the risk of choking for those with sensitive teeth or dentures. They may seem harmless, but in excess, they can disrupt your metabolic balance. 3. Macadamias. The luxury illusion. They're expensive, come in fancy packaging, and often appear in premium recipes. But behind their elegant look, macadamias pose significant issues for people over 60. They're one of the nuts with the highest levels of saturated fat, the kind that raises bad cholesterol and harms heart health. For an aging body already facing hormonal and metabolic changes, this fat can quietly trigger inflammation. They're also hard to digest. The high fat content slows down digestion, which can lead to discomfort, reflux, and bloating, especially in those with sensitive digestive systems. It's the classic case of a choice that looks sophisticated but leaves you worse off than before. 4. Hazelnuts. The unexpected danger. Hazelnuts are best known for being in chocolates and sweet spreads, but when eaten plain, they seem like a good choice. The problem? In older adults, frequent consumption can trigger a subtle yet serious effect, loss of appetite. That's because hazelnuts contain a combination of fats and compounds that alter the release of certain satiety hormones. And for people who naturally eat less with age, this can lead to unwanted weight loss, muscle weakening, and even falls. It's a silent risk. No pain, no discomfort, until you realize you're feeling weaker, thinner, with less energy for even simple activities. Now, do you want to know which nut is the most dangerous of all? The one that seems healthy, but could be compromising your health every single day. You've made it this far because you care. Because even after everything you've lived through, you still believe, and rightly so, that you can and deserve to take care of yourself with awareness, clarity, and compassion. Over the past few minutes, you've learned about nuts that act like natural medicine. They help your heart beat more gently, reduce swelling in your legs, improve your sleep, and even strengthen your memory. And you've also learned about those that seem harmless, but secretly carry real dangers for a body over 60 that needs extra care. But among them all, one stands out as the most deceptive, the most silent, the one that fools you the most, and not just because of what it does to your body, but because of the trust you place in it. This nut is in your pantry, in your afternoon snack, in your lunch salad. You believe you're doing something good. After all, they said it has protein, that it's natural, that it's light. But the truth is something else entirely, and it needs to be said. The most dangerous nut for people over 60 is the peanut. And I'm going to explain why, not with fear, but with knowledge. First, peanuts aren't even real nuts. They're legumes, like beans. And unlike real nuts, like Brazil nuts or almonds, they don't offer the same nutrients that protect your bones, brain, and heart. You may have already heard that. The real problem lies in what you can't see. Under normal storage conditions, peanuts develop fungi invisible to the naked eye. These fungi produce aflatoxins, toxic compounds that are extremely dangerous to the liver. And why is this such a serious issue for you, someone over 60? Because after age 60, the liver slows down. It's already working overtime dealing with the effects of aging, medications, and modern diets. And when it's exposed day after day to these toxins, it simply can't keep up. The result? Constant fatigue, hormonal imbalances, lack of energy, difficulty losing weight, sleep disruptions, symptoms you might be living with right now, without realizing that the root of the problem lies in that handful of seemingly innocent peanuts. And it doesn't stop there. Peanuts are also highly inflammatory, and chronic inflammation is like a silent ember in your body. It doesn't burn on the outside, but it destroys from within. Joints, blood vessels, skin, gut. And if you're taking medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or pain, peanuts can also interfere with their effectiveness. They can block the absorption of key active ingredients, reducing results without anyone noticing. That's why peanuts are the most dangerous, not because they act fast, but because they act silently every single day. And the cruelest part, they fool you because they seem healthy, because they're common, because no one warned you before, but now you know. And knowing is power. Now that you have this information, you can make a different choice. You can make a switch. You can warn someone you love. You can use this knowledge as a shield. And I ask you, which of these nuts did you think was good for you? And which one are you going to remove from your home today? Share in the comments. Your experience might open the eyes of other women who, just like you, simply want to age with health, clarity, and dignity. And if you know someone, your sister, your daughter, your neighbor, who's eating these nuts thinking they're protecting themselves, send this video to them right now. A small gesture could prevent a big problem, like the video. Subscribe to the channel, because here we speak to people who deserve to be heard with respect, to those who've already been through so much, and now just want the right to live well for as long as possible. It's never too late to take care of yourself. It's never too late to do things differently. And the first step might be a simple choice, like the next nut you decide to eat.